Basketball is back in action at Marquette, and fall sports are closing in on the end of their seasons.
We've got a jam-packed show for sports for you tonight. Let's go. You're watching Golden Eagle Sports Report, the only show providing your favorite Marquette sports. I'm Dan Carcamo.
And I'm Sean Mason. We'll start things off with fall sports at Marquette. The volleyball team was back in action at the Al McGuire Center this past weekend. They were taking on the Seton Hall Pirates, where they took them down in straight sets. Lindsey Gosch led Marquette with 13 kills. Julie Jezorowski added 20 digs, giving her 2,000 for her career. She's the first Marquette player to reach that mark in team history. With the win, Marquette improved to 18-5 overall and 10-1 in the Big East.
Volleyball picked up their 7th straight sweep at the Al McGuire Center today and Sunday afternoon against St. John's Red Storm. In the game, they extended the home winning set streak to 22 frames in a row. Autumn Bailey led the Golden Eagles on offense with 16 kills. With this, Marquette improved to an 11-1 record in the Big East.
Autumn Bailey and Elizabeth KOBERSTEIN were both named to the Big East Conference Weekly Honor Roll. Bailey led Marquette this past weekend with 4.67 kills per set, while KOBERSTEIN averaged 13.67 assists per set. This is Bailey's 6th time receiving this award and the 5th time for KOBERSTEIN. Marquette's next game will be at Seton Hall Friday, November 15th.
Marquette's men's soccer was in Illinois Friday afternoon, taking on the DePaul Blue Demons in their final Big East match of the regular season. Looking to claim the Big East title outright, Marquette would lose on the road to DePaul with a 2-1 score. C. Norte had a lone goal for the Golden Eagles. Marquette, however, would name co-champions for the regular season with Georgetown in the Big East, ending the conference schedule with a 6-2-1 record. The Marquette men's soccer team has earned themselves a share of the Big East regular season title with Georgetown, and the Golden Eagles would be in action this Friday, November 15th in Chester, Pennsylvania, to take on Butler in the semifinals.
Moving to women's soccer, Marquette faced the St. John Red Storm in the Big East semifinals Friday night, looking to move on to the tournament title game. Marquette goalie Amanda Engel getting pumped up before the game. Early in the first, Marquette with a great chance to score, but the shot by Maddie Vickers deflected by the St. John's keeper. Later, on a corner kick for Marquette, St. John's keeper deflects the shot, much the same again for Marquette, as the St. John's keeper has another deflection. Marquette trying to score off the rebound, but Taylor Madigan cannot finish. Marquette later again on the attack, but Marquette cannot finish as the St. John's keeper makes another save. With the score still tied at 0, Marquette had a corner kick where Mary LUBA finishes with a tremendous header. What a goal for Marquette. She put Marquette up 1-0, and that would be enough as Marquette holds on to win 1-0. Here's Ashley Stemler's thoughts in the game.
I think the team played really well. We knew what we were getting into being in the Big East semis. Anything can happen, so you really need to put everything out there and give it your all, and I think the team did that tonight and took care of business to move on to Sunday.
And off we go to Women's Soccer Championship as Marquette played against DePaul in the Big East Championship. Here we have DePaul having a corner kick. First blocked by Amanda Engel. And then next we have Megan Kelly with a strike, but the DePaul goalie makes an amazing stop. Marquette would have a corner and a long cross as Andy Nelson takes a shot, but it's stopped by a defender. Then we have a rebound, but it will also be stopped, and Marquette's attack would be thwarted. In the second half, Marquette would gain momentum, building, and finally Captain Taylor Madigan gets a pass to the goalie for the score. Next, leading on to the score, Anna Marie Lynch scores off the post to take a 2-0 lead. With this win, Marquette's women's team would win the Big East Championship for the 2013 season. Here's MUTV's Mike Cianciolo with the recap.
On Sunday afternoon, the Marquette women's soccer team took on the DePaul Blue Demons in the Big East Championship final and would defeat them 2-0, claiming the regular season and tournament championship in the Big East Conference.
We can be proud to be the face of the Big East. I think you want the really good teams to stand out, and I think we're doing that.
The number 13 Golden Eagles won their 2nd Big East tournament crown and lots of other tournament awards Sunday at home. Emily Jacobson, Mary LUBA, Megan Kelly, and Amanda Engel were named to the all-tournament team, and Jacobson would be named Most Outstanding Defensive Player, while LUBA was named the Most Outstanding Offensive Player of the tournament. Mary talked about what dominating the Big East means to Marquette.
I think it's says something about our team. It's not every team can have a good season and a good tournament.
After a scoreless first half, the Golden Eagles came out strong in the second, scoring their first goal in the 58th minute when Katie Hishma assisted Taylor Madigan's goal off the near post. Marquette would score their final goal in the 68th minute when Liz Bartels assisted Anne-Marie Lynch to make it a 2-0 game. The team will celebrate their championship, but Coach Roders knows that they have to continue winning to keep playing.
We know we're running out of games. You know, everybody that's still around that still has a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, you know, maximum could be 6 games, but you also know that it could only be 1. So we're going to have to refocus and reset, and by tomorrow night we're going to know who we're going to play or what our bracket looks like. And, you know, would love to keep this riding for as long as we can.
Marquette's next matchup will be the first round of the NCAA College Cup. Reporting from Valley Fields, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
And with the number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, the women's soccer team will face Western Michigan in the first round. Let's hear from our analyst, Marquette Fall Sports guys.
Thanks, Dan. I'm Dewayne Gage, joined by analysts Peter Fiorentino and Mike Gilbert. Guys, we're talking fall sports. Marquette volleyball sits 2 games ahead in the Big East. Will they win the 3rd regular season title for Marquette fall sports?
Oh, yes, definitely, without a doubt. You have Autumn Bailey and KOBERSTEIN that have been just really good. And you see that they've been getting a lot of kills, and their offense has been really intact. So I see them getting a run, getting some consecutive hits, and even on defense, they'll get some digs, but they'll make sure that everyone is getting involved, and I see them going very far.
Yeah, you know, Dwayne, a couple weeks ago we were sitting here on the analyst desk talking, and I was saying, okay, well, we have 4 games left. I'm not sure if this Marquette volleyball team can kind of carry on the way they've been doing it. At that point, they'd won 12 sets in a row, so I wasn't sure if they could continue doing that. But after watching this Marquette team, I was really impressed with how they played. And I really do see them finishing off Seton Hall, St. John's, Xavier, and Butler. What's key is those last 2 games, Xavier and Butler are at home. So having the games at the Owl will certainly help Marquette's chances for a Big East title.
I definitely agree with you, Peter. So let's talk Marquette men's soccer now. Okay, Marquette men's soccer is coming off a loss to DePaul. Okay, heading into the Big East tournament, how will the game affect their mentality as they play in a tournament against Butler?
Well, it's never good to come off a loss than heading into a playoff setting. In their last 4 decisions, they've had 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie. So I'm not really pleased with the way I've seen these men play. What they really need to focus on is going back to Senorte. We've been talking about this all season, especially with you, Michael, how they would need to get Senorte the ball if they want to score. They did not get it to him against DePaul. And so if Marquette wants to do well and kind of put those losses behind them heading into the Big East tournament, you want to get past that barrier and get it to Senorte so he can put the ball in the net for you.
Yeah, what's up? What about you? What you think, Mike?
Well, I'm definitely thinking that Senorte is the leader of the team, just like we were talking about, guys. And I actually think that coming off a huge loss is actually better for the team. It'll put people on edge and put the pressure on the strikers. And I'm going to see them playing with a lot of heart, because once you have that loss, you have reality set in, and you think that this is what we need to win. Because once you get that loss, Peter and Dwayne, you think, wow, reality sets in, we got to do a lot more things better to win.
Let's talk about the best sport that's going on right now in Marquette, and that is women's soccer, as we all know. Women's soccer has won 13 straight games. Then they can make it 19. Can they make it 19 wins?
Megan Kelly is just one of those really good players that you just have to look for all the time. She is one of the best players, and I see them just doing very well if she's on the field all times.
I have 3 words for you, Dwayne, and that's yes, we can. They're firing all cylinders. A great win against DePaul.
Oh, thanks, Peter. Thanks, guys. Let's see what Dan has up for us.
Well, Dwayne, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we got women's basketball. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Golden Eagles Sports Report. Marquette women's basketball opened up their regular season at home last Saturday. Let's take you to the Al McGuire Center. The Lady Golden Eagles were in action, looking to win their season opener against Wake Forest. In the first half, Christina Bajika finishes with a beautiful lay-in off of the hop step. She would finish the game with 6 points. This would put Marquette up 10-6. Later, with Marquette up 31-28, Wake Forest forces the ugly turnover, and the Lady Golden Eagles would pay for it on the other end as Wake Forest attack and finishes inside off the beautiful move by Darika Hamby. Marquette would still be up, though, 31-30. Later in the second half, Marquette with a huge lead. Brooklyn Pomeroy passes to Catherine Plouffe, who attracts the double team, allowing her to find Bajika, who dishes it to Epe Ajulu, who finishes with a great lay-in. She finished the game with 22 points. Marquette showing their offense has improved this season. Marquette would go on to win comfortably 90-71.
The women's basketball team would play Arkansas Pine Bluff at the Al McGuire to start off with Ashley Santos taking them from the low post and going up the court and pulls up with a jumper to make the game 22-5. With 7 minutes left and up by 23 points, MU would push the ball after the miss, and Santos would get the ball at the block and would get a layup and a foul to make it an and one. Next, Alicia Morse goes up for the layup and with it finish up a game of 19 points. And with 10 minutes left, the MU goes up 75-35, and Santos would make the jumper to finish off the night with 6 points. Lastly, Michaela Yance with the putback scores their first points of her young career as Marquette goes on to win 96-44 against UAP, and our own Mike Cianciolo with the recap.
Hot off a win against Wake Forest Saturday afternoon, the Marquette women's basketball team returned to the court Monday night to take down Arkansas Pine Bluff 96-44.
It's not about what the score is, it's about us getting better, and we just talked about all that throughout the game. And we jumped out to that early lead. It was really our team being focused on how can we be a better offensive team, how can we be a better defensive team.
Marquette had 5 players scoring in double figures Monday, but the star of the game was junior ARLESIA Morse. She opened the game by making 3 straight three-pointers and would finish with 19 points off the bench. Her superb defense garnered a team-high 3 steals, and she would round out the stat sheet with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Morse credited her success offensively to her teammates.
My teammates put me in that position to score. They always tell us in practice, run the lanes hard, and it paid off today. And again, I ran my lanes hard, and my teammates were able to get me the ball.
In a game with tremendous offensive success, the Golden Eagles also created problems for the opponents defensively Monday. Marquette forced 12 turnovers and had 8 steals. The team was stingy around the rim as well, blocking 5 shots on the night. The Golden Eagles couldn't be contained after missed shots as they out-rebounded Arkansas Pine Bluff 70-22 and had 31 offensive boards. Terry Mitchell and her crew will get their first road test next as they get ready to face the Commodores of the SEC.
There'll be an adjustment, but that's what a road test is all about. It's about testing your character, testing what it's like to be on the road, and seeing, can you handle the crowd, can you handle the adversity, and we're going to grow up a lot.
Marquette's next matchup will come on the road Sunday against Vanderbilt. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
It was National Signing Day for college athletes everywhere, and the Lady Golden Eagles landed 4 of them: Kenesha Bell, Tia Elbert, Hannah Grimm, and Chantel Valentine. Now let's go to our great analysis crew. Dwayne?
Thanks, Sean. We're back with our analysts, Pete and Mike, and we're talking Marquette's women basketball. Basketball, they won 2 Monsters games to start off. So what does this do to the team's confidence playing so well so early? Mike?
Well, playing against Arkansas Pine Bluff, they were very good on the transition break. ARLESIA Morse had a lot of buckets that really got Marquette going early on. Also, they rocked in the rebounding category. They had about 70 rebounds on the whole game. So that game was definitely just a confident boost, and I see them doing a lot of things well, shooting the ball well, but also passing. You had Brooklyn Pomeroy, who was dishing the ball out to all of her teammates, and they were looking very well. So great game.
I really like seeing how Terry Mitchell went with 2 lineups. She went one with more guards, more shooters type of offense, and she had one where she had more going inside. So we had the shooting guard offense, more like Ashley Santos. We saw her go in, along with Lauren Tibbs, ARLESIA Morse, and Courtney Thomas. Then you had the bigs go inside. You had Brooklyn Pomeroy passing into Catherine Plouffe, and then Apio Julu was in there as well. So I like that lineup a little bit better, but heading into Big East play, it's nice to see that we do have 2 lineups going into that, Dwayne.
I definitely agree. I mean, so with that lineup, how do you think that those guys are going to do against Vanderbilt, which is their next SEC opponent on the road? So any predictions for that match at the Memorial Gym?
Well, it's the biggest game of the year so far, Dwayne. And what's big about it is Vanderbilt has had a combined 30-4 home record in the last 2 years, which is unreal for college women's basketball. So we're going into a place where Vanderbilt does not lose a lot, which is very difficult for our girls. But I think these 2 big confidence boosters in Wake Forest and Pine Bluff have really helped our case.
And I definitely think, I totally agree with you that Vanderbilt is a very tough opponent. So I see them doing very well, but I see Marquette going a little bit further and really pushing themselves to get that victory. They're going to play a little out of their zone and try to do things that Terry Mitchell hasn't done before. So I think that's how they're going to beat Vanderbilt.
I know it's early, but which player has asserted herself as the leader of the team this beginning early this season? Mike.
Catherine Plouffe has definitely been one of those players. Against Arkansas Pine Bluff, she had a double-double, 18 points and 13 rebounds. As you were watching the game, the way she can control the ball at the point, but also get her teammates involved, was the key for Marquette's victory. Yes, Marquette dominated down low, but you can't win without scoring buckets. So that's definitely what Catherine Plouffe brought to that game.
I mean, let's look at Brooklyn Pomeroy, our starting point guard for Marquette. Let's look at her stat line these past 2 games. Against Wake Forest, she had 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. And then against Pine Bluff, and only playing 25 minutes, she had 11 points and 6 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals. So I've been seeing fantastic play from Brooklyn Pomeroy, who's kind of thrown into that starting role, not really from the beginning, but I really enjoy how she's been playing so far this season. I really want to see what she'll do against Vanderbilt, a little bit of a tougher SEC defense.
Definitely contributing all around. Thanks, guys. Hey, Sean, tell me why they should not move and they should keep watching us.
Well, Dwayne, when we come back, we're talking about the men's basketball team, who opened the season last Friday and played Tuesday night against 2 members of the SWAC.
The men's basketball team opened up the season against Southern University at the BMO Harris Bradley Center on Friday night. With the season opener here at the Bradley Center, Marquette fans are jumping out of their seats with joy. And here we go into the post with DeVonte Garner for the quick and easy lay-in. After this, Todd Mayo decides to join the action with a jumper from the top of the key. Here we go again with DeVonte going to show his dominance in the paint. He's going to use a spin move for the easy bucket against Southern. Moving the ball well, Southern responds with a 3 of their own and start to begin a swift comeback as they begin to use a lay-in to bring back their team. But with the help of DeVonte's 25 points, the Golden Eagles would go on to win 63-56 in the season opener at the BMO Bradley Center.
On Friday night, the number 17 Marquette Golden Eagles opened up the season with a victory 63-56 over the Southern Jaguars.
It's not your typical home opener at the high major level, but I hope that in time I think it'll end up being a really good RPI win.
An interesting game played out for Buzz's bunch Friday. The Blue and Gold shot a program single game record 53 free throws, converting on 33 of them. The difference in the contest was in large part due to their trips to the charity stripe.
In years past, we've wanted to make 22 free throws, and I told our old guys I would say that we probably need to try to make 22 free throws in the first half and the second half tonight. I was being a little bit over-exaggerating, but maybe I wasn't, because we should have made 44 free throws.
Despite all the time spent at the free throw line and just 13 made shots from the field, junior Todd Mayo and senior DeVonte Gardner were able to steer the Golden Eagles to victory behind a combined 45 points off the bench. Jake Thomas was Marquette's starting shooting guard against Southern, but with the way Mayo was playing Friday night, he may find his way into the starting rotation.
As things play themselves out, will we know the groupings of who to play and how to play? But I think DeVonte's going to score. I think Todd's going to score. Jamil needs to be very efficient in how he scores, but I thought he played really well.
Marquette returns to the court Tuesday night to face Grambling State. Reporting from the BMO Harris Bradley Center, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
Marquette was back in action Tuesday night to take on Grambling State. Early in the first, John Dawson showing them his moves with a beautiful spin pass to find DeVonte Gardner, who finishes. Later, Todd Mayo with the ball looking to attack the rim, stops and pops and drains the shot. Later in the game, John Dawson finds DeVonte again down low, who just abused Grambling all game down low. He finished with 10 points. Later, freshman Deonte Burton getting in on some action as he finishes with an easy lay-in. Burton would finish with 14 points. Now, Marquette exhibiting some great ball movement, eventually finding John Dawson, who shows he can do more than just passes. He finishes with a lay-in. In the second half was more of the same for Marquette as Jake Thomas drains the 3 from long range. Marquette rolling in this one. At the end of the game, though, there was a flood warning in Milwaukee as Dylan Flood scores his first career basket. Marquette wins 114-71.
Marquette men's basketball team continued their home dominance tonight with 8 players scoring in double figures to defeat the Grambling State Tigers 114-71.
I think that we have improved since we played Friday night, and I was pleased. I feel much better about our team tonight after 2 games than I did after the first game, and hopefully we can continue to grow and improve.
The Golden Eagles certainly showed improvement as 8 players scored in double figures for Coach Williams' squad, including 76 points in the paint. One of those contributors was sophomore Steve Taylor Jr., who recorded his first career double-double with 16 points and 11 rebounds. However, Taylor Jr. spoke highly of the performance of his team.
I just feel like that the type of guys we have, we can shock the world nightly. Like Jake today, he made a couple of key threes, and JaVale, he didn't do as much as he did last game, but his presence was there. So I think that as a team, we did pretty good today.
The Golden Eagles would score 62 points in the second half, along with another 8 by Taylor Jr. Freshman DeONte Burton finally found a rhythm in his second career collegiate game, scoring 14 points and grabbing 6 boards, numbers that were attributed to lower stress levels.
They were lower, a lot lower. Like, I felt more comfortable in playing the system, so it showed.
114 points is the most points Marquette has scored since 1969, and this allowed Coach Buzz Williams to finally take a seat towards the end of the game.
And I sat down there towards the end of the night, which that happens like 2 minutes per year, and I was like, man, I love sitting down. This is great.
The Golden Eagles return to the Bradley Center this Saturday to take on number 10 Ohio State. Reporting from the Bradley Center, Peter Basch, MUTV Sports.
The Marquette men's basketball team signed 2 recruits Wednesday, Sandy Cohen and Ahmad Hill. Cohen is from Seymour, Wisconsin, and Hill's from Augustus, Georgia. The pair will provide a strong class in 2014 as each player is ranked in the top 100. We'll take you to our analyst for more on men's basketball. Dwayne?
Thanks, Sean. This is our final analyst segment, and we're talking Marquette men's basketball. So what did you guys take away from the games of the 2 seasons so far? Mike?
John Dawson and Deonte Byrne were definitely 2 very good freshmen that were playing for Marquette. And Buzz Williams was trying to implement them into a game where Grambling State is the worst basketball team as of right now. They haven't won a game. They haven't won a game since the 2011 season. So it was great to see Deon Byrne get some dunks, get some rebounds, but also see John Dawson help work out the point guard situation since Vanderbilt and Junior Cadogan have now left Marquette.
What I saw was 71 points allowed to Grambling State, and we only beat Southern by 7 points. 7 points. We missed 20 free throws in that game. 20 free throws against Southern. Are you joking me? That is not acceptable in college basketball. We had 53 attempts, only made 33, so I'm seeing a lot of missed shots from Marquette this season so far, some bad free throws and some bad three-point shooting, which you cannot do against an Ohio State team coming up this Saturday.
Definitely. Speaking of shooting, does Derek Wilson have to be more of a presence on the offense side and start taking more shots? What do you guys think he needs to do to get back in his groove and put this team on track?
I really have not been impressed by Derek Wilson at all this season. I mean, he's played very minimal minutes. We've seen Todd Mayo, we've seen John Dawson step in there, so I've enjoyed seeing the offensive production from John Dawson. Also, Todd Mayo actually played in some pretty good defense. He had three steals, against Grambling State, so against Southern. So I was enjoying seeing Todd Mayo there. I think Derek Wilson is slowly losing his role on the Marquette team, but however, Buzz Williams is still kind of keeping that starting lineup there.
Well, what I think is that for Derek Wilson to keep his role is that he needs to shoot the ball a lot more, because once he doesn't shoot, defense just backs off and they sag off, and you're pretty much just playing a zone against that guy, so you're not helping out your teammates if you can't shoot the ball. But I'm going to see John Dawson play a lot more and Todd Mayo at the point, because they can shoot and move the ball around a lot better. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that on Mike. So coming in, you got number 10 Ohio State rolls in the Bradley Center Saturday. Can Marquette get 28 straight home victory? What do you guys think?
Well, I definitely think that Marquette needs their 6th man, and it's going to be one of those games where they just need the 6th man, and they need him now.
I really think that any other situation, away, anywhere else, we would lose, except for this game. We're in the Bradley Center. It's going to be wild. So in the Bradley Center, we win. Anywhere else, we lose. So that's my prediction for Saturday's game.
That's all we got. I'm here with P Money, Gilbert Time, and DJ3. Send us home, Dan.
Thanks, Dwayne. On Wednesday, the voice of Marquette's men's basketball, Steve the Homer True, was in a car accident. He was hit by a drunk driver and is in critical conditions. Our thoughts are with him and his family.
That will conclude Golden Eagle Sports Report. For our analysts, Dewayne Gage, Peter Fiorentino, and Michael Gilbert, and my co-host Dan Carcamo, I'm Sean Mason. Good night, Marquette.